Did you know that Charles loved Marianne the most among his wives, which is more significant when you consider how many he has, but also because she was a commoner.
A mere commoner.
The man killed V2 and constructed an entire plan so he could always be with Marianne, just like our boy Genbu. And it's clear that Marianne loved him. They are a great couple, but they did abandon their children and tried to destroy the world. At least they got to die together. Speaking of dying together, in Renya of Darkness, there is a part where Renya, C2, Alto, and friends travel to an island where they eventually help Esteban fight against the Nove Hispania, which is led by Aaron, and they do this to rescue his fiancée Talia. Unfortunately for him, Dash turned Talia into a nightmare, a being with supernatural powers, and forces her to fight against Esteban. During the final battle against Aaron, Esteban is fatally wounded, but in his last act, he takes down Aaron and Talia is able to break free of Dash's control to help him. Aaron is unfortunately able to fatally wound Talia during this process, and as she reunites with Esteban, he detonates a Sakuradite, killing all three of them. I won't lie, I did get a bit emotional over this death scene. Welcome to my ranking of all Canon Code Geass couples from my least favorite to favorite. And because it's one of my rankings, obviously it should be taken as an absolute fact. Now, since I just went over number 10 and number 9, let's move on to number 8. Remember in Season 2 when Colin saved Lelouch from Bradley's Valkyrie squad? You probably think Colin killed them all, right? Wrong. Marika survived thanks to Leonard, her fiance. We learn early on in Oz of the Reflection that Leonard is engaged to Marika, and both demonstrate this genuine care for one another. They have an amazing emotional moment where Leonard does save her from certain death. After the Zero Requiem, the two would get married and even have a cameo in the film Lelouch of the Resurrection. I like happy endings. Speaking of happy endings, we unfortunately have to talk about Valletta and Ogi. Now, despite my problems with this couple, their marriage did signify the union of Britannia and Japan, showing that a post-Zero Requiem world has moved from Charles' terrible policies.
You racist son of a bitch!
But here's why I don't like this couple. I don't understand why they fell in love to begin with. I mean, Ogi took care of Valletta when she lost her memories and became a different person, and hopefully never took advantage of her. This is how the romance blossomed. I don't get it. And we can't forget about the obvious complaint that Ogi didn't deserve this.
Traitor!
Oh yeah!
But you know who did deserve a happy ending? Jean-Ro and Shin Hyuga, who unfortunately both died at the end of Akito the Exiled. Jean had to stab Shin, which freed him from the Geass. Thanks to Layla's Geass, in their final moments, their consciousness were able to unite. If Shin's Geass didn't corrupt his mind, he probably would not have been so abusive to Jean during the entirety of Akito the Exiled, and we wouldn't have gotten to this point. But give Jean credit for sticking with him until the very end, and just like Jean, Sophie Randall was also in a similar situation where she couldn't be with her husband. In this case, it was due to an experiment gone wrong involving the braid raid system, which left her husband in a coma. Yet despite this, Sophie always kept a watch on him. And let's be honest, Sophie is the complete package, so moving on to find someone else would not have been hard, but she didn't, choosing to remain at her lover's side, believing one day he would wake up. She's such an underrated character, perfect for this underrated couple. And thanks to Layla, who was able to awaken her husband from his coma, thus uniting him with his lost consciousness. At least I think that's what happened. Man, Layla is so good at uniting couples, huh? Before we move on, if you are enjoying this video, please subscribe and leave a like on the video. And let me know which canonical couple is your favorite. Let's get back to the action. Thanks to Millie, Shirley and Lelouch became a couple in Season 2, Episode 12. This was a long time coming as Shirley had feelings for Lelouch since they were freshmen in high school. This all happened thanks to the heartfelt scene where Shirley fakes kissing Lelouch to take his hat, as this would make them an official couple according to the rules of Cupid Day. Of course, Lelouch was disappointed that she didn't actually kiss him. I feel your pain, man. And speaking of pain, it's so hard to talk about this couple because literally in the next episode, she dies. But this still was a great couple despite that, even though they didn't have much time. Let's keep the tragedy train going by next discussing Suzaku and Euphemia. For some reason, many people hate this couple, but I don't get it. They they literally complete each other in so many ways. Euphemia understood and supported Suzaku's goals, even promoting him to be her knight, and Suzaku took her seriously when most didn't. He supported her plan for the Saz and was always there for her. The scene where Euphemia ordered Suzaku to love her was adorable, as it's one of my favorite scenes in the entire series, and on the other side, it's impossible to not get teary-eyed during her final interaction with Suzaku. This couple deserved better. We only got 2 more couples to discuss, so let's get to my number 2 pick, which is C2 and Lelouch. Now before you get angry, just hear me out. Who am I kidding? You've already expressed your frustration in the comments. Anyways, I like this couple and I have discussed why in too many videos to count at this point. They have just amazing chemistry, including when they flirt and tease each other or during their heartfelt moments. Sure, I enjoyed their growth throughout the anime and in the alternative timeline where they become a couple. I mean, there's a reason why people ship these two hard, but they're not my favorite. There's another, Akito and Layla. For those who don't know, which is probably most of you who are still watching after my biggest anime betrayal of the year, these two fell in love during the OVA Akito the Exile. What sets these two apart is the bond they share, where Layla saved Akito's life. She helped him get through his self-hatred, encouraging him to want to live again. There's something special about anyone who would do that for another. In a sense, they are the reversal of Lelouch and C2's relationship. Through her help, Akito could move on from the trauma of his past and embrace Layla as his girlfriend and the Wyvern Squad as his new family. They have so many amazing moments together, like this dance scene. These are definitely soulmates from different worlds united by fate. Akito and Layla are such an amazing couple that I will be discussing them in a separate video. But if you didn't like my list and instead just want more Lelouch and C2 analysis, then check out this video right here.